Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching and Self-Reliant You. Always remember your life, your dreams, your goals, and your career are all essential. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. A big thank you for the over 300 people that have subscribed to this channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. Very much appreciated. There's a huge amount of collective wisdom on these interviews. And today, I'm very, very happy to be interviewing a wonderful young lady, Abby O'Leary, one of the incredible divers that we've had on the Northeastern team. This young lady never lost a meet in the York Adams League. She was also the two-time champion as far as the districts were concerned. And then this past year, really hit the high level by taking second in the state. So welcome, Abby, and tell us a little bit about your story there.
Thank you. I was a gymnast for about 7 years, and then Rusty was recruiting me for 2 or 3 years, and I decided.
Rusty McCollum, the phys ed teacher at Northeastern. Yeah, because again, this goes beyond just everybody in Northeastern knows who he is. I just want to make sure people outside do as well. Go ahead.
Rusty was recruiting me for a handful of years, and I finally gave in. The same day that I tried out diving, I actually went to the gym and quit gymnastics, and the rest has sort of been history.
Wow. Now, what grade was that, Abby?
I was going into middle school, so I was going into 7th grade.
Okay. So the idea that you two, you got a lot of years that you could actually work on the, some of the diving technique, and then having that gymnastics background had to be huge for you. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of it's really similar. Not everything. It takes a lot of relearning, but it definitely helped.
Yeah. Well, and Rusty, as we both know, Rusty McCollum is this guy could sell snow cones to the Eskimos. He's very persuasive, great guy. He's done a lot for kids and everything like that, and he's just an amazing individual. And what were some of the life lessons, Abby, that you learned from being involved with the sport of diving?
I pretty much feel like I learned a lot about myself and how hard I'd want to work. And I think perseverance is one of the biggest things that I've learned, because it's not always easy. There were some days that I just wanted to quit. There were some days that I was just done. But perseverance is definitely one of the biggest things that I've learned throughout diving.
Well, it's interesting too, because I did an interview a few days ago with Coach Matt Wilson, the volleyball coach, and he used that exact word, the perseverance, because we are going to have things that are going to be challenging in life. And, if we fold like a cheap tent, fall like a house of cards, I said, we're really not going to go very far as our life's concerned. So a lot of the rewards and efforts go to people that do persevere. That's for sure. How about some of your teammates? What can you say about them?
Well, I have 2 wonderful teammates on the Northeastern diving team, Stephen Bartlett and McKenna Fitzsimmons, and I think that those 2 have really pushed me to who I am today, not only as an athlete, but as a person as well. I spend a lot of time talking to them outside of the pool, in the pool. I also work with Stephen at the Outdoor Country Club, so they've really just shaped who I am, and I couldn't be more thankful for everything they've done for me.
Sure, and you have a couple of teammates extended that are out of Susquehannock High School, and could you just give us their names and tell a little bit about them, Abby?
Yeah, so this past year we had 3 divers for Susquehannock, Max Flieger, Riley Marks, and McKenna Porter. And those 3, even though they're not on Northeastern's team, I consider them my teammates. They pushed me to be the best diver I can be, and have given me really some of the best memories in my high school diving career.
Sure, and Stephen, don't want to forget this. He took 3rd in the state. Is that correct? Besides winning the districts a 2nd time.
Yep.
And then the Susquehannock Max, I think, was he 2nd in AA?
Yes.
And then the other young lady, what did she end up?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay,
she medaled. I think 7 or 8.
Like 7 or 8, I believe she was. Yeah. So there it is. Mr. McCollum literally has the medalist. All the medals he possibly can have in AAA girls, AAA boys, AA boys, AA girls. It's just incredible as far as that's concerned. What are some of the things that you've learned from Coach McCollum, Abby? Besides his sense of humor.
Rusty's go-to phrase since I've started diving is Henry Ford's quote, "If you think you can, you think you can't, you're both right." And that is absolutely something that I stand by, both
Mhm.
academically, athletically, and mentally. Some days it's not going to be easy. And I think that if you believe you're going to have a bad day, if you believe you're going to have a bad practice, if you believe all these things that are negative, that's what's going to happen. And I think it's really shaped my more of a positive outlook for me and anything that I want.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm familiar with that Henry Ford phrase, and Rusty is absolutely correct, because so much of our life and things that we're trying to do, a person becomes what they think about, most of the time. And obviously, you spend a lot of time as far as thinking about diving and everything, and those early morning workouts. What time? I know you do this a couple times a week. What time did you guys have to be at the pool for the morning workouts?
Oftentimes I would get to the school by 5:40, 5:45 for lift, or sometimes it was in the pool. Not everybody made it at 5:45, but that's when I got there.
Yeah. Now, we don't want to mention who that was, like Mr. Stephen Bartlett, maybe every now and
No idea.
then. Just a wild guess. Yeah. Stephen's obviously done a great job, and he and I have a pretty good relationship too. Although I told you, Abby, that, and I always say this to Stephen, is that Abby O'Leary is my favorite diver in Northeastern. So anyway, so tell us about what happened as far as now you're going on to Towson for diving, which is phenomenal. I know you got a scholarship there. Tell us a little bit about the Towson opportunity.
So originally, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to Towson. It took a lot of financial figuring out to go
Mhm.
there. And in the end, I decided to go there just because they had a really wonderful diving team.
Mhm.
I absolutely love my diving coach. His name is Ben Herboth. He's just wonderful. Everyone loves him.
Mhm.
But also because they have a really awesome biology program, as I want to major in biology and go pre-med or pre-PA. As well, they also have an art program, and I'm super into ceramics. So the combination of those three, as well as just the general atmosphere of the school, is just something I really wanted to be around.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, the other thing that I'll say about Coach McCollum is his knowledge of the different colleges, the do's and don'ts, the places to possibly look at, degrees, etc. His knowledge is phenomenal. I mean, I talk to him all the time, and I'm asking him questions about different things, because he's taken a lot of kids on these college trips and everything. But his knowledge is very, very not only broad but very, very deep as far as those are concerned. And I know his
Mhm.
son is up there at Lafayette, playing on the offensive line for the football team there, and doing a really, really good job. So I know Rusty's very proud of that, as he should be. So anyway, other life lessons, things that you'd like to share with teens and young adults, because again, the one thing that sticks in my mind, Abby, is it's almost counterintuitive, as far as when you talk about perseverance, for a teenager to have to get up real early, to go get wet in the morning as far as the pool's concerned. I mean, that takes a lot of, drive and to be able to do that. So other advice that you would give to, teens and young adults that could model your work ethic, your people skills, your ability to go the extra mile.
I really think that who I am as a person has been shaped due to the people I surrounded myself with. I was also part of a club team who has Soaring Eagles Dive Club, and they have wonderful divers. And I don't think without them and the combination of my high school team, I would be who I am. And I think it's really important for people to understand that I couldn't have done any of this by myself.
Mhm.
I would not be the person or diver who I am today if I didn't have like the constant support, the constant pressure, even just having the people be there for me.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you say that. Again, I'm going back to um, Coach Wilson with the volleyball, who obviously everybody knows. I mean, he's literally a legend in Pennsylvania and beyond as far as how good volleyball's been with the state championships. And it's interesting because he really gave a good shout out to his assistant. One of his assistants has been with him for years, George Miller. And he said pretty much the same thing, Abby, is that he couldn't be where he was without these outstanding assistants, and then some of the great players that he's been able to develop. So you're really wise beyond your years, and I really applaud you for that. So as far as Towson, what's the plan? When does it look like you'll be heading down there?
I'm not entirely sure quite yet. I know that it'll probably be mid to late August that I'm sent down.
Mhm.
I'm hoping to get down there mid-August, just so I can get on their boards a little bit, because our school's gonna end up closing the pool. So
Oh, because of the um, setting up for the actual the things that they're doing within the school as far as revamping it and everything.
mhm.
Okay, and I guess over the summer they also close it down just to clean up and everything like that, I guess, right?
Yeah, they normally close sometime in August, but I'm
Okay,
not sure what is quite happening with the pool yet. We
right.
just know it'll end up closing eventually.
Sure, sure. Okay. Well, Abby, any last thoughts or whatever before we close off? And please make sure that you stick around afterwards, or I'll talk to you after we stop the recording. Any other last thoughts that you have about the Northeastern school experience? I mean, the support you guys have received there has just been phenomenal. From administration, AD Coach Stevens. Any family people you'd like to thank or say something about.
I really think Northeastern has one of the most supportive is just one of the most supportive school districts in the area.
Mhm.
I give a lot of credit to my teammates, but I also think that the teachers, admin, and everybody else has really shaped our not just the diving team, but as the swimming team as well. And I'm pretty grateful for the opportunities that they've given us.
Sure, sure. Well, you're certainly winning the districts and going undefeated those 4 years in New York Adams. You've become like a rock star at school, that's for sure. No question about it. And but you're very, very skilled, outgoing lady. And everybody I know at the Bobcat Nation is wishing you the very best in Towson. We're certainly going to be following you, that's for sure. So, Abby, this has been fantastic. Thanks so much. Just please hang for a couple minutes once I stop this recording, okay?
Yep, thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to actually getting some more seniors out of the Bobcat Nation. And again, one of the things that I like to share with them is we're always looking for kids that have that forward glide. You've got that passion. You want to, they get up and go. The idea that you're taking action for your life to make something of yourself. And again, the fundamental key for any of us is personal power, the ability and willingness to take action in our life. And you divers, along with Coach McCollum, really, really personify that. So again, congratulations on your awesome career, and we'll talk to you here right after I shut this off. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Abby.